Well, good Monday to you. It's a pretty nice day. It's hot, it's muggy, it's humid out there, and temperatures are going to be warming up this afternoon. Let's take a live look out on Tybee right now. A beautiful beach day. Yes, it is going to be humid out there, but at least if you have that sea breeze, it's going to feel just a little bit better. So back here, I want to show you the coastal forecast for today. It is going to be a warm one. Over on Tybee, going to make it to the upper 80s later on today. Just a 20% chance of rain. And really today looks like the rain chance is going to be held more so along the coastal areas. Now that's kind of flipped from what it has been, where the inland areas have gotten more rain chances. Not the case for today. So your tide's coming up as well. Next high tide 12:58, and it's actually relatively low high tide, under 6 feet right there. Now we do have another low tide coming in this evening. That one is going to be at 6:51, and low tide is at 1.2 feet. So there's that. But you know, it's going to be dry now. We did have some big showers and thunderstorms over the weekend, and that led to a good amount of rainfall in some of the areas. So now I want to show you where we have a little bit of river flooding here, and you can see this on the WTOC weather app as long as you have those watches and warnings turned on. So there is a flood warning right now for a couple rivers in the area, one of which being the Ogeechee. So interesting for this one, it's at 11.5 feet. Now a minor flood stage with this is at 11 feet, so minor flooding is occurring. It's expected to go up to about 11.8 feet by tomorrow morning and then begin to slowly fall. So it's probably going to be in this minor flood stage here for the next few days. If it did get up to 12 feet, then water would get on some homes along Yarborough Landing Road and Davis Landing Road, and they would become impassable. The good news, though, is that it does not look like that's going to be the case. Another flood warning would be for the Savannah River as well. So we do have a couple flood warnings right now. I'm going to read that one off to you right now. At 9 o'clock this morning, the stage was 13.7 feet, and that flood stage is 11. So it's forecast to rise to about 14 feet by Thursday morning. But the good news is that, at least in this case, there's not a ton of rain in the forecast. But at 14.5 feet, it does look like by Tom Goeth Road, it would then begin to flood. So these are both minor flood stages here. Not major concerns, but something we definitely would keep looking at, especially if, say, there was a pop-up shower that happened over one of those areas, maybe upstream, that could cause a little bit more water to fall and go into the rivers there. So today definitely going to be a warm one. If you guys have questions, by all means, please comment them on Facebook. I'd love to answer those for you guys here. But I did want to give you a general forecast for the day today. So Safe Touch Security Live Radar really not showing much of anything right now. We haven't even really had any pop-ups. Most of the isolated showers we have had have been out in the Atlantic. And today, I mentioned a small rain chance. I'm going to show that to you guys here now on your hour-by-hour radar. This is just a very small chance of rain today, 20% at best. So by early afternoon here, we're starting to see a few of these green blips coming up here. Those are going to be just isolated showers, not even looking like thunderstorms for today. And then fast forward to about 2 o'clock, a few more of these that may be favorable to go along the coastal areas, whereas inland's going to stay relatively dry and warm today. Not going to get one of those pop-up showers to give you some rain-cooled air and cool us off. No relief really can be expected from rain today, especially inland. But going 3, 4 o'clock, more the same for the same areas. It just looks very coastal today. Going through 6 o'clock and after sunset, we're all quiet here, all across the low country and coastal empire. So not much in the way of rain for today. In fact, over the next few days, rain chances remain pretty low. But for today, this is what we're expecting: highs in the lower 90s, anywhere from about 90 to 92, especially inland. It's going to be very warm today. Rain chance, like you just saw, only about 20%, and that's pretty generous, 20%. Winds, though, will be from the northwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour. There's a little front that's making its way through. Really not going to cool us down much, but it is going to bring a little bit of drier air. So dew points now in the 70s, but the next couple of days more so low to mid 60s. So is it a big difference? No. Is it noticeable? Maybe just a little bit, and it's better than what we're going to have this afternoon with those heat index values in the mid 90s. So when those dew points go down a little bit, which they will here over the next couple of days, that means that when we're feeling these 90s there Tuesday, Wednesday with lower dew points, we're actually going to stay close to that. There's not really going to be much of a feels like temperature. Something else to note here over the next 7 days are these pretty minuscule rain chances, if you will. They're not looking very good. So we've gone from this wet pattern kind of shifting a little bit. We're going to dry out just a little bit here. The good news is that the drought's pretty much just completely wiped out. So we can afford to have a few days of no rainfall across the area. That doesn't mean you won't get a pop-up or two in the afternoons. Of course, that's something we'll be following along in the afternoons as well. If and when those do pop up, majority of us just not gonna see any rainfall today. And if you do, I guess consider yourself lucky. Free car wash. Maybe you don't have to water your lawn the next day. But consistently going to be in the lower 90s here. But again, midweek, going to lose that heat index just briefly until we go into the weekend when that more moist air returns back up. And I apologize, I hate that word, but I use it. When moisture comes on back up here. But then we are going to have just a slight rain chances going into the weekend. Nothing that looks like a washout whatsoever. So if you have weekend plans, and a lot of them got rained out this past Saturday because of those crazy thunderstorms that were going on through here. But this coming weekend, and I don't think it's ever too early to look ahead to the weekend, does not look like it'll be a washout. Something that we'll keep following very closely, though. The all-important weekend forecast right now does not look like it's really going to mess up any of our plans. Maybe just postpone them briefly. But that's what we've got for now. In the next couple of mornings, those morning lows will be a little bit lower, closer to 70, whereas this morning at 5 o'clock, Hilton Head, Beaufort were at 81 degrees. So it was definitely a warm morning, a little bit cooler here for the next couple. Other than that, a brief slight break from the mugginess and typical late springtime here across the area. So if you've got questions, comments, concerns, put them down in the comments. I'm about to go read them all. And until then, I'll actually see you on the news at noon. So catch the latest forecasts there as well.